Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Planet Tyro. You're here with me, your host Donald Wonder, to enjoy and continue checking us out for the Year of Lupin 2016. Guys, we're continuing the trend. Last time, if you watched the last video, I actually spoke about a direct-to-DVD Lupin special, which was in commemoration of the 30th year anniversary. But admittedly, it was completely terrible, which was the return of Pai-Kao, Return of Magician. I'm sorry, I usually don't come and spoil it and say I didn't like it, but that was one of the worst specials, period, and it was an experiment. Check out that discussion. I guess I could make you laugh if you want to hear that one. Click on the top right hand corner. But we're moving on now to 2003's TV special called Operation Return the Treasure. As usual, I'm going to be a little bit vague about the plot because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But the main crutch of the story is actually about Lupin trying to get something called the Trick Diamond. And Lupin soon finds out to actually get the Trick Diamond, he actually has to go back and he used to have this old associate, this thief associate that was just like Lupin. In the past, they did little scams together and they were kind of competitive against each other. And at the beginning of the movie, this fellow dies and basically he's like, Lupin, I know you want the Trick Diamond, but to get the Trick Diamond, I want you to go back in my history and return 6 treasures that I stole. And then once you get those 6 treasures, I'm going to reveal to you the location of the Trick Diamond. That's the initial plot. There's a lot more to it than that with Fujiko and these other people trying to get the Trick Diamond. But before we get more into it, what did I think of this movie? This is another TV special I've had my eye on for the longest time. Just the name Return the Treasure, I kind of knew that this is going to be about Lupin not stealing something, but him actually returning something back. And after seeing the plot, I was very excited to see how they would do this. And for the most part, I was very happy with the story. Now, let's say 75% of the story is about Lupin having to return these 6 treasures. And again, because we've seen so many Lupin specials, nearly all of them are about him stealing something. This was something totally different. And he has to do 6 different things. And the way the way special handles it is pretty comical. It's very funny. I mean, there's one scene where Lupin has to orchestrate his hand getting stuck in this pillar thing. And then he has to return a car and a mermaid thing. And it's really funny, really comedic. The second part of the story, where it leads to the climax and the Trick Diamond, that kind of lost me. But it was the tail end of the movie, so I wasn't really that bothered. But one of the best things about the movie is the animation. And I'll get to the things I don't like about the animation, but what I want to say is it's beautiful. The scenery is beautiful. It's another I don't think it's globetrotting. I think they're mostly in Rome or Barcelona or Morocco or wherever they are. The background detail is really good. And actually, every single action scene where Lupin's either stealing the stuff or he's fighting these bad guys, they're really animated well. They look really fluid. And the animation from a detailed perspective looks so smooth and it just flows really well. And the background attention to detail is good. The only thing I didn't like about the animation, and I'm going to say it right now, it's a very, very, very big nitpick, is it looks a little bit, the character designs look a little bit shiny. If you take a close look, when you watch a lot of animation, you kind of notice these things. They kind of have a little shine to them, and they're a little bit softer than the character designs in the other Lupin movies. It looks a little bit cartoony, and I guess that fits the comedic element of this movie's plot. But that's the only thing that bothered me about the animation. The background is great. It works well. If you're just talking about the logistics of how it moves, it's fine. It looks beautiful. It just was a little bit off, the cartooniness of it for me, and that little shine there. But again, like I said before, that's amazing. It's just a nitpick. That's just me personally. But overall, the animation was really good. It looks really, really, really good. As for the characters, Team Lupin's the same old Lupin, really. Lupin, he's funny. He's actually a lot more jovial and a lot more airheaded. He reminds me of the old Lupin. This reminds me kind of like the older movies I saw in the 70s and 80s. He's so lightheaded. It's kind of fun to see them kind of go back to this Lupin. Fujiko is playing that kind of in between, facilitating the whole plan part, which I don't like. Again, that reminds me of The Secret of Mamo, the kind of thing she was doing in the very first movie. But in the second, near the end, she comes back into the team, actually starts helping Lupin more. But she was a bit of a bitch, to be honest with you, in the first part. But that's Fujiko, I'm kind of used to it. Jigen and Goemon, they were great. They had good action scenes, especially Goemon fighting against this chick, this assassin chick, who she's one of the best characters in the series. I'll get to her, and actually I might as well get to her now. This assassin lady, she's awesome. She also is one of the bad guys' female love interest, and even the bad guys in this, even though I don't really like them because they don't have a lot of depth, and they just seem to be wanting to trick Diamond because of whatever. I like that they had a relationship. Again, it's not, they don't really go much into it, but it's just a bit different, and she's cool. I don't even know if the anime gave her a name, which is a bit odd in this one. I just couldn't find her name, but she's kicking ass against Goemon. She's super sexy. She's the whole package. There's another token girl who kind of fits in the plot at the end. Honestly, I don't know why they put her in there. I just didn't care. But overall, my overall thoughts on the movie is, I actually wanted to love this movie, but I just ended up liking it because the first parts where Lupin is returning the treasure is the best part. That last arc, which is admittedly only the last 25%, where they was coming to the big climax and, you know, the trick diamond and the reveal, kind of lost me. I just wasn't really that interested, but the action's fun, the comedy is funny, and actually Zenigata and Lupin, they go back and forth so many times. There's this reoccurring thing where Lupin keeps on getting out of, I think Zenigata catches him like 4 or 5 times in this movie alone, and Lupin keeps on escaping, and that's one of the funniest bit. This movie, I mean, there's a lot of it that works. Like 75% of it works. 25% of it at the end kind of just tails off for me. Overall, it's enjoyable. I actually, like I said, I want to love it more than I do, but I just end up thinking that was fun, that was good. But just things here and there stop it from being really great and just being okay. It's kind of the definition of a solid B to me. Like a solid B, low solid B. It's definitely above average. But I think if this was honestly just about Lupin returning the treasure and not really about the old man, the trick diamond, it would have been a stronger movie. And I didn't really care for the villains and what they were doing. And actually their motivations were just flimsy. I didn't really get it. But the action was cool. The comedy was cool. This is still one of the really good ones. I really enjoyed it overall. I wish there was an English dub for it, but the Japanese sub was fine once again. Actually, the Japanese voice actor that played Lupin, he definitely is, you know, the secondary voice actor who's taken over from the main guy who passed away, I mentioned before. He does a really good job. Actually, like I said, he was portraying the older Lupin that I saw back in the 60s, which is awesome. His name's on the screen, as I mentioned before. I know it annoys some people. I know, you know who I'm talking about when I don't mention his name. But either way, I really enjoyed this movie, and, you know, the fan reception, the fan feedback was positive. People really like this movie. They say it's one of the better specials, which I do agree upon. I just think there's something missing from this that makes it great, and this concept of returning the treasure could have been done better in a different way, but it's still okay. I feel like I'm nitpicking on this one. Maybe I'll watch it again, but I enjoy it. I don't think it's bad at all. So, you know, guys, let me know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. I'm glad we're back on track from that last Lupin DVD, Return of Piker, which was just god awful. So, you know, this is a big step in the right direction. Either way, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out the Year of Lupin. Hit a like on the video if you like the playlist, if you like the Year of Lupin content we do here. And if you don't and you like our other stuff, you can also check out the other videos we do by clicking on the right for all the other annotation you can see right there. Look on the right. Animation TVs, book shows, all these other stuff we do on Planet Tyro. We're way past the 500 subscriber mark. I want to thank you guys for checking us out, especially on iTunes. Thanks for listening on iTunes as well. And that's enough of me signing off. Let me get the hell out of here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Peace out.